Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading for April 15 to April 21st, 2019. So, we're going to use a Celtic cross spread, Sagittarius, to take a look at your week ahead. Sagittarius, I had also shuffled the cards for what your theme is for the week ahead, and a card fell out. And we're going to take a look at that. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for taking the time to spend your time here with me. I really do appreciate it so very much. Thank you. So, Sagittarius, let's get into your reading. Now, Sagittarius, the theme in your week ahead is you have destruction. So, hang on. Hang on. This energy feels like the tower energy, okay? And so with destruction and it feeling like the tower energy, this is about sudden change, um, the collapse in the foundation, cracks in the foundation. This could talk about loss. This could talk about collapse in some form of stability. This could talk about experiencing some sort of shock. This could talk about you having to experience some sort of reset. This could talk about some sort of release or some sort of sudden insight or epiphany that you may have gained. This could talk about a sudden event that occurs. Or something could be an uncomfortable shakeup, an uncomfortable change. But this here is the theme for you in the week ahead, Sagittarius: destruction. So what I also want to say here is that I feel that it's so important for you to be careful about the actions you're taking in the week ahead. You want to make sure that the actions you're taking are not impulsive or immature. You don't want to be reckless or hasty in whatever it is you're doing in the week ahead, because you don't want what you're doing to cause destruction and destroy whatever you're building or whatever you're creating or whatever you're working on. Okay? And whatever actions you're taking, you don't want them to have a destructive reaction, but you want them to have positive changes, right? That's the true purpose. So you want to also be careful about not having any destructive patterns. You want to be careful about not having any destructive thoughts, destructive emotions, not finding yourself in any situations that could cause you to be stuck or to cause a situation to um, change in a negative way. So the energy you had at the bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords. So with this Two of Swords, this is mental energy. So there's a focus on needing to make a decision. There's a focus on your choices, your options, and meditating on them. There is, with this Two of Swords, looking to have peace of mind. With the Two of Swords, you may be looking to not be feeling any mental blockage around the things that you're considering or trying to see how to progress ahead with this Two of Swords. You may be experiencing a possible stalemate around a situation or something that you're considering. But this is you applying mental energy and trying to consider things and having more than one thing to consider, or trying to have peace with what you're considering. I feel that there's a need for you to focus on not being blind to the things that need to be considered, or being blind to the options or choices. As you can see here, she's kind of blind, right? There also may be, with the Two of Swords, you might be trying to protect yourself, okay? You may be on guard about your choices. There may be a need to be on guard about the choices that you're making, to be protective about the choices that you're making. So your situation that you're dealing with is you have the Ace of Swords. This is more mental energy, and the Ace of Swords is new potential energy, okay? So you may have received some sort of truth. You may be gaining clarity. You may be cutting away something that no longer serves you. There may be some sort of new communication. You may be having a breakthrough with this Ace of Swords, but this is your situation. And what's on your mind is you got this Page of Cups. So with this Page of Cups and this Ace of Swords, this may be a message or news that you have received, that's communication, that is causing you to gain more clarity, that is causing you to be in this Two of Swords energy, where you need to consider and not be blind in the choices that you're making sure you're able to see clearly in the choices that you're making. And some news or message may have come in to shine more light on what you're doing, that's causing you to look more closely at the choices that you're making, how you're making those choices, or what you should be doing in the process of the choice, or how you what process you're utilizing in how you come to your choice, or what process you should utilize to come to your choice. But there's a clarity, or a communication that brings clarity with this Page of Cups on your mind. I feel you receive news, a message that brings more clarity, a truth that helps you to have more breakthrough, more understanding. And so destruction, I feel, is you getting an epiphany, you gaining some insight, some sort of illumination, some sort of new understanding that breaks down a previous structure or belief you had in your mind, that forces you or puts you in a place to break that down and to reconfigure it, to dismantle it, to restructure it, because you realize that there is a crack in the foundation to the structure you had built, in terms of what you had as a belief or as a plan. I feel someone may have presented to you a new understanding, a new clarity, a new truth that allows you to see that the foundation you had in your mind or plan wasn't as stable, or is not as stable as you may have once thought or believed. And I feel that's okay with you, because now it puts you in the energy of taking a pause and needing to go back to looking at those choices and seeing what those choices are, and making sure this time that you're not blind with the decision you're making. You're not making a blind choice. You're being more informed. You're being more aware. You're having more clarity. And that is your sudden change, is that epiphany, and it may have been uncomfortable, because this was a choice you may have been ready to move with, or a choice that you were confident about. But now something has happened that is causing you to have to realize that there's something about your choice you are blind to, or that you knew you were being blind about. And so there's a crack in your foundation. Now, in the recent past, you have the Three of Cups. So I feel with the Three of Cups, you may have been celebrating, you may have gotten together with family and friends, and you may have been able to have harmony. You may have even um, been able to have some sort of small achievement where you have been receiving the cooperation of others and the support of others in the recent past, where you feel supported, you feel that you're on the same page with others, and others feel that about you with this Three of Cups energy. But certainly you may have definitely taken a little time to have some fun, to celebrate, okay, or experience some sort of achievement. You may have spent time with family or friends or both. And so where you're at right now is this Queen of Swords. With the Queen of Swords energy, this may be you, or you may have, this is either you or you're dealing with someone in the Queen of Swords energy. And I gotta say, I feel like this is you dealing with someone in the Queen of Swords energy. It's actually, I feel like it's you, but I feel like it's you after you deal with someone in a Queen of Swords energy, Sagittarius. So what do I mean by that? This Queen of Swords is air energy, mental energy. And you see, she's very, very clever, very smart. Um, all these swords, she's constantly thinking. She constantly has plans, constantly tweaks her plans. She's very clear minded. Her sights are far reaching with her plans. She comes up with the alternatives. She's very logical. Her plans are very sound for the most part. But the Queen of Swords, has gone through a lot of shit. And because she's gone through so much shit, so much hurt, so much pain, so much bullshit, she's learned from it. She's gained a lot of experience from all that suffering, experience that has allowed her to have wisdom, that has allowed her to be able to be calculating, to be clever, to be strong, to size people up, to size situations up, to call bullshit when she sees it, to recognize bullshit, to recognize when something will work, to recognize when something won't, to know how to move forward with things. She's very decisive, okay? She's firm but fair, all right? She doesn't sugarcoat anything. You may not like what she says, but it's the truth. She's after the truth, okay? But her words can be cutting, but she can fuck you up too, right? But she's worthy. She's worthy as a counsel. Now, she also can be a very worthy adversary. And so with this Queen of Swords energy, I feel that Sagittarius, this is who you get that message from with that Page of Cups. You get that message from this Queen of Swords, who speaks to you about whatever she speaks to you about, that puts you in a space of needing to make a new choice, needing to sit with your choices and maybe reconsider, or that you realize that of your choice that you may have been making a blind choice, or not seeing as clearly about your choices in a way that speaking to that Queen of Swords is giving you that clarity that was needed. And so I feel but that by that happening, that this also puts you in the Queen of Swords energy, male or female, where now you are able to be in a place of more mental clarity, being more logical, being more clever, having a better plan, okay? And so your challenge is, you got this Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords talks about feeling restricted, um, feeling trapped in your mind, not able to um, think your way out of a situation. But see, with this Eight of Swords, I feel this is about you being able to see the limitation in something, to see the limitation and think of how to work around or work through or remove that limitation. Because if you can see this in this image, this person is not blind. So this person can see what the hell's going on. They're not blind to the truth. They can see it. They are bound in their environment, in their circumstances, but they're not blind. Okay, so I feel that your challenge is your ability to recognize and see that truth. And through seeing the truth in a situation or seeing that limitation, to then address removing that limitation and cutting it away with that Ace of Swords through your choice with the Two of Swords of you coming up with a better plan, being more creative possibly with that Page of Cups, because the Page of Cups can also talk about being more creative or being creative, and coming out of that limitation of the Eight of Swords where you don't trap yourself, or you're not finding yourself trapped in a situation, because the Eight of Swords is a self-imposed prison. So this is something that you can avoid, Sagittarius. You can avoid this prison because you see the limitation, you see the problem, and now it's just about you making the decision and the plan to addressing it so that you can remove the issues. And so you see yourself as the King of Coins. Now the King of Coins is the master of his suit, and this is earth energy. And with the King of Coins, the King of Coins is very good at planning, very methodical. The King of Coins, whatever he puts his hands on, he can create. He's very creative. He's very stable and secure. He's very methodical. He is a planner. He takes his time. He goes over every detail. He considers everything. And he is slow in how he manages things, because when he does what he does, everything works the way he plans, because he goes over every detail. He doesn't miss a beat. And so he's able to create whatever he wants. He loves luxury. He knows how to create money. He knows how to build. He knows how to generate wealth. He knows how to plan. He knows how to reach his goals. He knows how to overcome obstacles. And usually his ability to overcome obstacles is his ability to foresee obstacles and avoid them. But the King of Pentacles can also be a little stubborn, can be a little bit rigid, okay? He can be a little bit set in his ways, which can sometimes make it difficult for him to be more open in times where that's needed. But nonetheless, the King of Coins is very good at managing things, very good at having control, and very good at having authority and creating order and stability and structure and building whatever it is he sets his mind to. And so this is your role, your energy. And so with this, and this Ace of Swords being your situation, I think with this combination, you gain the clarity, the insight that you're now able to wield that Ace of Swords to have the breakthrough that is needed with whatever it is that you're trying to create and manifest with that King of Coins energy. And I feel that you're able to have more progress as a result. And so in the future, you have the Eight of Cups. And with this Eight of Cups energy, this is you moving on from what no longer serves you emotionally, because this person is leaving. Okay? So whatever has caused you emotional unfulfillment, you're moving on from that and you're finding what is your fulfillment in this situation. Okay? So I feel that whatever you realize and are able to see that is the problem or issue, you, even though you may not like what comes to your attention, you're able to take that information and accept it and move forward with that King of Coins energy and the Ace of Swords, and work towards focusing on having your satisfaction, finding your fulfillment in the situation, and coming up with the right choice by re-examining. Okay, so that you can avoid destruction and have that epiphany. And I feel it's an uncomfortable change. Okay, I feel it's uncomfortable, but it's a change that, you know, you will do nonetheless because it's needed. And so how you're being seen is you have the Devil. Okay, so with this energy here of the Devil is how you're being seen. The Devil can talk about you having destructive patterns, you feeling stuck emotionally or stuck in your mind, or feeling stuck by your circumstances or situation, or you feeling chained or restricted or unable to move. You may have, you may be being seen as someone with addictive personality or addictive behavior. You may be seen as someone who's materialistic or acting in your shadow self, in your ego, where you just want what you want, what you want. You may be seen as someone who is operating in your personal power. And I feel that you are struggling with some of all of that here, Sagittarius, but ultimately, I feel that you have desires and you have passions that you are looking to bring to life, that you feel an attachment to. That's your driving force. And you want to be careful not to be destructive in your aim to have these things have shape, to take form. And you want to be careful about the actions that you take. You don't want to be, again, you don't want to be too impulsive or too hasty. I do feel that you're operating in your personal power, but I feel that, you know, you want to be careful not to overdo that shit. Okay? Because there's personal power and then there's that shadowy ego. There's a fine line. So you want to tread carefully here and, you know, have your desires at a manageable place where you're not overdoing shit that causes destruction to your plans. Okay? That causes destruction to all you've built. That causes destruction to your desires and interests. Okay? That causes what you're doing to become stuck and chained and bound and unable to move and create restriction. So, your innermost feelings and emotions is you have the Ace of Cups. You are focused on opportunities, the opportunities, the opportunities, the opportunities. You are focused on having opportunities, creating opportunities, receiving opportunities, forming opportunities for yourself. Now, for some of you, you do have new love on your mind, okay? But for the most part, this is about you filling your cup with opportunities, the things that you love, your passions being born. This is your innermost feelings and emotions. You got a lot riding on something or a few things, Sagittarius, okay? So be careful because you don't want to be your own self-saboteur, because that also can happen with the devil energy, is that you can be your own worst enemy. So don't do that. And your final outcome is you got this Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands, this is fire energy. This is about you moving forward with your plans, okay? This is about you seeing things come together, taking action so things come together, okay? You may even be working together with others to forward your plans, to have things come together, to have things actively work out. But this is also looking for your ships to come in, you know, as a result of the actions that you've been taking to see success, to see things work out, to see all the things that you've been doing, you know, manifest the way that you have intended with this Three of Wands energy. And this is also with the Three of Wands, you actively starting something new, and seeing that new thing take off and watching to see what happens with it. So let's take a look now at what your guidance is, Sagittarius. You have nice energy here, but you're gonna have to get your impulses in check, which it looks like you can, and it looks like you will. But remember to continue to do so, to remain logical and keep a clear head. And remember, with the King of Pentacles, he takes his time, okay? He doesn't make all these plans and to create and to build his wealth because he's, you know, trying to be quick about it. He wants what he does to work. And so that's why he takes his time. That's why he's methodical. That's why he makes sure he goes over every detail, checks over every option and every alternative and every possibility, so that when he finally makes his move, it just is a flawless event where it just all happens. And that's why it's called the Midas touch. Everything he touched turns to gold. So let's take a look at what your guidance is, Sagittarius, for the period of April 15 to April 21st, 2019. What is the guidance? What is the guidance, Spirit, for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Here we go. This one wants to come out. Strengthening bonds, which I think this may even be the Ace of Wands. This is strengthening bonds. Okay, that is your guidance. Strengthening bonds. Strengthen what you're doing before you do it. Is what you're doing in a strong place? When it happens, is it strong enough to thrive and survive, or do you need to do more in order for that to happen? Are you starting with a half a tank of gas or a full tank of gas? Sometimes it's better to start with a full tank of gas and possibly with reserves than a half a tank of gas and realize you need more gas because you're out of gas. So make sure whatever you're working on that you reinforce what you got going, so you don't experience destruction or uncomfortable changes, and that everything comes together as you intend. I hope these messages help. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.